I mentioned actually two things. I'll mention one again. One is GIS does in general require a network connection. It's not optional. So you want to be sure to be connected. The second issue is that GIS is a newer feature in AnyLogic. It's been rolled out particularly at 7.1 and above, I think. And I think it's still evolving a little bit. And one of the things that's evolving is its efficiency. And one thing I've noticed is that if you run in GIS models for a couple of hours, AnyLogic tends to get slow. And there is, I believe, what we call in computer science a memory leak going on. I think it's actually using some memory and not freeing it up. And so it's using more and more memory. So it doesn't hurt every hour or two to leave out of AnyLogic, come back in, just to make it go faster. I haven't found it a big problem, but one of my colleagues who works with GIS a lot has said that it's been an issue for him, particularly in earlier versions of AnyLogic. For your version, it may not be an issue. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, File, New, Model. You've already done that, and I will call it, again, first GIS Model. I'm going to call it FAC, and I'm going to put it, and I apologize for dragging you through this again. There we go. And the time unit is days. Okay, boom. Now, this next little bit will be tricky, okay? Well, I'm sorry. Yes, we're going to do one thing first, and then that's going to be familiar territory, and then we'll go in a trickier thing that requires very careful attention to what you're doing. Okay, first I'd like to go add a new agent type called home, capital H-O-M-E. Why capital? Because this denotes set of all possible homes. It denotes homehood, homeness. Okay, and this is an agent class. So how did I do that? I right-clicked here. I said new agent type, capital H-O-M-E. It's a home. And now for this home, we wish to give it a depiction suitable, ladies and gentlemen, for a home. So we're going to go to Palette, and we're going to go down to this pictures area, and I would like to suggest dragging a house in, okay? A house.
In my computer, there's no such a picture area.
Okay, so you may need to press this plus button. There's a plus. You may need to select it if it's not showing. Sometimes I'll pretend I've gotten rid of this here. If there's none there, you can click this and select it, and then you'll find it there. And then you can go there and put house in. Okay? There's house. Now, for this house, I would like to go select it. Now, mind you, I dragged it into home. I'd like to go to house, and I would like to set its scale to be smaller. So its scale in X will be 0.5. Scale in Y will be 0.5. Scale in Z will be 0.5. Where did I go for that? Well, I dragged in a house from the palette into home. I selected that house, and then I went down to this position and size area, set scale X, Y, Z. Boom. Okay, and that house will be shown when it's shown. It tend to be smaller, which will be more suitable for our needs.
Your scale is 0.5?
0.5, yeah. Now, ladies and gentlemen, one thing I'm abstracting away from, and I've actually gotten into it quite a bit in recent boot camps, is the scale involved. You'll notice that you can actually, AnyLogic, just as it defines multiple types of times, it defines length scales. And in fact, you can tell what length scale applies, and that will imply things about the size of your house. Right now, this is what would be comfortably called a tiny house, in the sense that its breadth is measured in small numbers of meters. And I'm not going to get into getting things to be all appropriately sized in the GIS map. We have limited time, and I want to use that time for greatest effects, and that would have an opportunity cost to start dealing with that. But suffice it to say that AnyLogic does support rich length units, and you can consistently go through your model, define units of length as well as time, and you can define units of speed, which map between those. And you can really deal with that in a first order way, in a way that's rich, and particularly with 7 and above, you can convert between the visual units and the length units in a consistent way, and it's all quite nice if you sort it out. But we don't have time for that today, unfortunately. Now, my eyes are not good, but is it blurry, or it's just my eyes, I guess.
It's not extremely crisp.
It's not high def.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
I see. Okay, but it's acceptable
Yeah.
to people. Okay, because I have the virtue of being able to look at my screen, and I guess you will, folks, for most of your stuff too. Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've added the house. Terrific. So now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to add a different type of agent called a convenience store. New agent type convenience store. Okay? How did I do that? I went back to the project, right click, did new agent type, and I said convenience store. I'll do it again. I went back to the project, right click, new agent type, and I said convenience store. Okay? Okay. And I want to thank Winchell again for getting this water. That's great. Okay. And I'd like to say finish, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? So now we have a convenience store. And for this convenience store, I would like to add an item for it as well. And this will be the retail store item. Okay? Great. So we won't be doing it in this boot camp, but many of my boot camps, we create a model, either for chronic or infectious disease, where we will have clinics, healthcare facilities that we need to map out in GIS, and people present for care at a nearest facility or what have you. And there is a very difficult choice that I have to make about, do we represent them as retail stores, warehouses, or factories? And an MD colleague of mine noted that depending on your philosophical sort of viewpoints on health, you could choose any one of those. As your representation.
Clinic, hospital, closer to factory.
That's right. That's right. And in any case, okay, so that's our convenience store. So we have 2 classes there. Next, we will create a supermarket. Okay.
Just before we go.
Yeah.
This is insisting on putting an initial speeding of 10, like a default. So I just wondered, do we need to set that to 0? Like
Is it set like to 10 meters per second? Is that it?
yeah, it's going initial speed is 10 meters per second.
Okay. Yeah. So why don't you set it to 1 meter per second? So that's about walking speed. Okay. And if you'd like to see how to do that, well, okay. Actually, I'm sorry. For these things, actually, Vivian, it doesn't matter because the houses won't be mobile. There won't be mobile homes yet, and nor will the clinics be.
Doesn't understand because having chosen that icon that they are not moving. That's what's my problem.
Right. So we're going to be adding people soon enough, and for those we actually will care about speed.
But I guess my question is like.
You could put 0.
Okay. Because
Zero speed.
Is it something bad going to happen?
No.
Okay.
No. It's just gonna. It's trying to simplify your life, but it's making it more painful. Okay.
Do you want the scale reduced as well?
No, I think we'll keep that one size the same size. Okay. You can reduce the scale. It's not going to be that big a deal. It's just I didn't want houses. There are going to be a lot of houses. I didn't want them dominating things. Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. So next, you know what? Okay, I do have in my notes. Yeah, let's make it 1 scale smaller. One way you can do this. Let me show you another way. Rather than doing it with that scale, that's one way. Another way is you can go select it and you can try to frob it like this, okay? And by appropriate frobbing, you can shrink it, okay?
Just got
Okay, so
oops. No, it's tiny.
so we ran a boot camp last summer. We were in several boot camps last summer. One of them was for health regions and Ministry of Health and other groups throughout our province. And it was a long and involved and very exciting sort of boot camp, and we had project teams working on projects. And at the end of the week, one of them went up to one of my students and said, you know, to Kurt, he said, you know, I have just one question for you for this week. What is frob? And the student had to explain it means to tweak, sort of. It's a technical term meaning to tweak, to frob this thing, okay? We frobbed it. Okay, so we made it smaller by frobbing it. Okay, great. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to enter in the GIS function. For this, we have to be very careful. So I would like to go to main, go down main, and I would like to go to the palette. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to drag in a GIS component from the palette, okay? And this GIS component will be a GIS map that's going to allow us to sort of go and view things, okay? It's going to be on this area of the palette that we've never used before, the space markup area of the palette. Now, this is a very interesting area of the palette that I'm underplaying in this boot camp. If we were interested in depicting in this boot camp rich interactions between care delivery or delivery of prophylactic services on the one hand and population health, we might draw at clinics, and we could actually draw the internal structure of clinics and have doctors and nurses move around those clinics and reason about how the placement of antivirals there affects the throughput of delivering them or whatever. But here we're just going to use this GIS. And you'll notice there's a GIS map. Do you see that? No, GIS components in any logic are finicky, okay? And Winchell is in the unenviable position of having to handle this single-handedly. But we'll try to bear with it. So we're going to drag in GIS. And I'd ask you to be careful in paying attention to how I'm going to do things. And for those of you with Macs, there's one or two with Macs, I see. There's going to be a little bit of extra frobbing that's required, okay? So I will ask your patience. There's also a little bit of differences between versions of any logic. So we've just dragged this into main. They differ only in details, but it may change slightly what you see, okay? Okay, so let's drag that on, and then I'd like to do something different. I'd like to double click on this map, okay? And by double clicking, you should see a search menu in the upper left. Do you see that?
Yep.
I would like you, ladies and gentlemen, to click in that area. Now, this is a key thing. You'll notice when I went double-clicked on the map, I'll do it again. I'll double-click on the map, this appeared. There's no choices here right now. But if you click inside it, you should see choices. Now, the gentlemen or ladies who have Macs, for a Mac, you may need to right, I think it's to right-click on, here, let me just look. For a Mac, to see this point region thing, you may need to right-click in the search area and then click back on it after that.
Right, that's especially for 7.2.
7.2, okay, thank you. So, do you see this? Does everyone see this? Okay, I'd like you to click region. Make sure region is clicked, okay? And then I'd like you to enter Ottawa. Okay? Okay, and I would like to suggest Ottawa, comma, Ontario. Okay? Because you never know where different Ottawas pop up.
There's a couple in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
Right, right.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I was just in Minneapolis, and we discovered there's a place in Minneapolis called New Canada that appeared prominently in some of the maps for some reason. Okay, Ottawa, Ontario, and then we should be able to press, ladies and gentlemen, this search button, okay? Or you can press enter, okay? And what should come up? Mark my screen. What should come up on the left is a set of search results. Do you see something like that?
Yeah. Oh, this Tisville.
Okay.
It's very specific all of a sudden.
I don't know why.
Okay. So help is on its way. Okay. Yeah.
Like in the most
In
random
the
reason.
parliament.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go, Ontario
This is
Lake
Toronto.
Fort, Ottawa County, Michigan.
Okay. Is
Oh,
that
that one.
Ron Wall's house?
Yeah.
No. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So.
Belmont might come up.
Yeah. So.
I got it there.
So what I'd like you to do now is to go in the search results, right click on the entry you're interested in, which will be the top one here, the most general one. Right click, and having right clicked on it, ladies and gentlemen, click convert to GIS point regions. Okay? Do you see that?
Yep.
And I'd like you to do that, okay? Okay, and now it should change color here. It should have changed color. Do you see that?
Yeah.
That it changed color? Who would like Winchillian help? Okay? Okay. Okay, so now, ladies and gentlemen, you won't have seen much else happening, but now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to double click on the map, and basically you're going to need to drag it to see what's been highlighted, okay? Now, it may take a certain amount of time for the map for it to sort of update. Now, in our case, do you see something in the upper left? So I'm going to drag here, and by dragging, hey, man, I'm over in Siberia. Okay, here we go. I'm dragging, and I'm trying to center Ottawa. Okay, see, do you see there's something highlighted here?
Yeah, I'm dragging, it's dragging the whole map, not
I'm
dragging.
okay.
Yeah, that's okay. You're dragging like this. Oh, okay. You want to double click on the map. Double click.
We did.
I think it's because it unselected it. You didn't need to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, if you double click on it, you should be able to do that. Okay, now, I should have told people bring their mice. I think we said we exhorted people to bring their mice on Monday, but we forgot to emphasize it today. Okay, I've got a mouse here. If anyone would like this mouse, I have a mouse up for bid. So here's a mouse. If anyone, let's remove this doohickey.
Does anybody else do it?
Does anyone else have a mouse?
Because I
all
can
have them.
go and get my own.
Whether there's a time upstairs.
Are there any other mice in the house?
I have a mouse.
Should we take a brief break and we'll go get the mice?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
let's
probably a good time.
Okay. Let's,
Sorry? You just scroll into it. So you double click so you have it selected. Yeah. So double click.
yeah. Let's, I think most people. Oh wait, no, they don't. They have mice.
They have mice.
They have mice. They have mice. Mice.
Do you have two
Mice.
mice?
I have one mouse.
Okay, I'm just gonna
She has a mouse.
Do you want to go get a drink or you?
Okay.
break.
Yeah. Let's take a break to get the mice.
Sure.
Who else needs a mouse?
I think it's
You actually can.
it's
I'll
probably
be
really
next to
easier to
her.
have
I'm
a
gonna try
wheel
to
there
steal
for
it
you to
from her.
zoom in, zoom out. If you use keyboard, it's probably a bit hard.
Okay. So
So Carolyn, you need a mic?
How much, Daddy? Yeah, well, I was wanting to. I just wanted to walk more than the drink.
okay. Watch out for this cord. You can use the keyboard to zoom in. It's just the mouse wheel is kind of nice. Yeah, you can do like control. Shift plus will zoom in.
How long a break are we taking?
5 minutes. 5 minutes. Shift plus will zoom in.
Yeah.
There's Ottawa. Okay. And it wouldn't hurt if you folks who have remained here,
Doing like
the rump room, if you could zoom in right now, it will load in the map while you're loading.
Okay, so
Yeah, that looks good. That looks good.
Person that we want to infect,
what's the map?
they're initially infected false,
Right.
then they get this message. And then once they get that message,
It's
they
labeled as 3 airports in the region. I think
Yeah.
they have 4.
Yeah.
Is that right?
this
Yeah.
Nice.
would stop
It's
duplicate.
a
Right.
small one. was
Yeah,
not,
the thing I was, it'll stop a duplicate message, but it won't send an extra message if you find someone who's already infected. So that's, I was trying to alter this, right? So it'll still only run like 2 times if you want 2 infected people. So if it infects one and then it finds them again, then it just doesn't send them the message, but it doesn't run again either. So you would almost, what you would have to do here is have like
so at
else,
Around the
I
house is
minus
just
1.
outside the boundary.
and then
I
it would
see.
run the loop again.
Is very round.
But that, I think
Right.
that's all you would have to do.
Huh.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
fiddling with
So
it
it
so
should be
much, but I think it would be as
No,
simple
no,
as
no.
saying I minus
I'll
1
tell you.
if
That's
the
not
person
his
was
house,
infected.
Where his house is. They're just outside the boundary of Ottawa.
It's an Elmont. It's in
Yeah, yeah.
Mississippi Mills.
No, Alamo.
In Larnach
Minus
County.
minus.
Yeah, it's there. It's there.
Minus
Okay,
minus,
just
and then
outside the
semicolon.
So Ottawa should show
Oh,
up.
okay, I see, I see.
So it'd just be the opposite of what you did here?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to move your map to the center.
I would think so.
Oh, I'll ask him. Maybe.
Yeah.
God, he's so busy, but like, he's also so involved too, so.
Well, I want to go back and we're struggling with it, and he could just be like, yeah, do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Widescreen.
But I like how you've got that in the back.
High
It's
resolution.
good to learn all those big concept things, but I was like, I'm still kind of struggling with when I use this, or self, or item. You know, can we just go back to
that's
that?
my biggest confusion. I understand the layout and
Oh,
things being
right.
embedded.
Yeah.
But it's just when do you
That's
call
okay. So how
what?
do I
Yes.
get this? So now I can get this.
Okay, so if you also think that, maybe we'll ask that at lunch.
Yeah.
So, so I'm in it. And that, okay.
They're just to
Just
the
to
right.
To the right.
Yeah,
On
just,
this, on this side.
it's almost the first thing you see after the meeting room.
Okay.
Actually, the map is not exactly accurate. It's a little bit. Okay, not.
Oh, well, I guess some of Hank's friends are dressed up, even though they're not at school.
Oh, this is your friend.
Yeah.
So, well, this is, so
Yeah, okay.
she and my sister-in-law, Susan, they were married to brothers.
Okay.
And they've both divorced since and are in other relationships, but so she was kind of Mark's sister-in-law for a long time.
Yeah.
So, and they live in our neighborhood. So Paige is a year older than Hank, but they're in the
Yeah.
same class, the
Yeah.
SK
Oh, okay.
JK mix.
Yep.
And then Violet's gonna go into kindergarten next year, so she could be in Hank's class for a year until he moves to grade 1. And then Nolan and Ted are the same age.
Oh, okay.
So they'll be in kindergarten together and
Yeah,
go
but
all
I
through
have-
school. So we've actually kind of like reconnected again because
Yeah.
now we see each other all the
And Guelph
time.
is not a big
She's
city,
not a big
so-
city, and
Right click?
she's actually a nurse at the maternity at
Ah,
Guelph
okay.
General.
Yeah.
So,
I'd rather have it this afternoon.
so we're
Yeah.
always in touch
Okay.
when I have the kids.
Good. Okay. So. Good. Okay. Everyone has a mouse. So you should be able to.
One more thing, Nate.
Yes.
I talked to Rachel at the end of day yesterday,
Yeah.
and I don't. She was going to try to get Ron. I don't know if she has by email, but she could be
It's
able
a different
to
person,
meet
mine.
with Olga and Nate and meet dial in for 9:30 tomorrow. I don't know if we would have something booked at that slot already.
So we'd have to ask what Ron has in place, but wow, that could be nice.
But
That'll
she
be
said at this point, it's just more that there's a strategic interest in our center's strategic plan
Yeah.
moving towards big data, so she
Yeah.
would, what she'd like to do is get your sense on the issues, because I think a lot of people in our center, as I said, are focused on the administrative databases and a lot of things that ISIS were doing.
Yeah. Which is good stuff.
Which is good stuff, but, you know, looking at the broader questions, and as I said, after our conversations, one of the, things I've been thinking about multi-level models and how you can integrate different sources of big data
Right.
and what data is available to try to get the maximum power in a model that,
Yeah.
And so I think she's looking at, you know, what are the issues, risks, pros, cons.
Yep.
From your end.
So, that'll be a real honor to talk, and you know, we'll check with Ron if it can't meet for work for tomorrow morning. We could do something next week even, or something like that.
Yeah.
But
The other thing is, I was wondering, are you planning to come from Cheseg in June? Because the Canadian Health, there's a Canadian Health Economy Study Group
okay.
that piggybacks on the national
Conference.
Economic
Yeah.
And which is called Cheseg.
Okay.
And they're all happening in Ottawa this year. So the Cheseg meeting is the 1st and 2nd of June here.
Okay.
Where Alan Diner is bringing in a speaker from UCLA, Susan Edmond, who will be doing the keynote.
So once you
speech for
click
Cheseg.
on this, so you double click here and erase this out, then you can just use your scroll and you can drag and then you can scroll.
She's one of my old study buddies from MIT, and
there's that.
She's done a lot of work in. She's applied econometrics, and she's cross-cutting between med school and public health. So she's been, you know, pushing the envelope in terms of methods and integration of wind data, and looking at instrumental variables and other techniques to look at emitter variables, latency, quality, and stuff like that. So her own research has been fairly broad, but she's also been sort of pulled as applied methodologist by a lot of people.
Right.
And so when Alan was talking to Cheseg, they sort of gave them some suggestions, and they said, okay, we want to bring her and give them an output for back to them.
So did you find
That's great.
Was there something different? How did you do
So
it?
anyways, but just thought that if you're of your own coming to Cheseg, that might be some time that we could piggyback some readings on with you as well.
Okay. That would be really neat. I will need to check. My recollection is there's something that finishes up around that time, and I can't remember if this is after or before. I don't want to go through my schedule right now. Maybe during break we could take a look at it. That would be great. I appreciate knowing about the opportunity. It sounds really neat.
Now, hey,
okay.
If you expand the map a little bit to pick up Osgood.
That's true. Where is it? It's somewhere down. Is it?
Scroll.
No, you need to scroll.
You'd have to go to finer resolution.
Yeah. With your,
okay.
Your yeah, you have to be double click on the map.
So, yeah, you should be able to scroll with the wheel. Okay, now, lots of things that you can go. I'm doing this through Shift plus and Shift minus, just regular minus, and I do Shift plus.
Yep.
Does anybody remember where Osgood is?
Yes, the southeast of Manitic.
What are we
between
looking
Manitic
for?
and Winchester.
All right, so over in there. You have to zoom more.
Yeah, so it is notable that we can zoom in.
I see Almonte.
And I think it's spelled the Loyalist way.
Yeah, it is. It is. I'm familiar with this issue. So okay, so ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do is we can go and zoom around, etc. But our query here is more prosaic. So what we're going to do now is we're going to center this area so the target nearly fills the screen. So you will want to, you may need to adjust your, you may need to adjust this. Excuse me, not that. You may need to adjust this so that you know you could see the whole area on your screen of the map, and you will want to here make sure, see if you can get this kind of region to fill the whole fill the whole area. Okay, so zoom in enough so that it's occupying most of the area, but it's not, doesn't have, oh, there's Osgood there. Yeah, I wasn't trying to find it, but it presented itself, and I won't object. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out here. Again, zoom out. Hey, come on. I'm trying to do this through keyboard, and normally that works to do minus and shift plus to zoom in and out. But let me try that again. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Minus. Okay.
Can you show us again how to zoom?
So my preferred way to zoom is with the mouse wheel. But does that zoom for you? Oh yeah. What you'll need to do, Winchell, could you help out here? So what you'll need to do is you'll need to double click on this to center it, and then you could zoom.
Oh, I see.
Okay? Yeah. Okay, so this is what I have, something like that. Can you have it something roughly like that? Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to search up here for a point. Okay? Okay. For a point, and the point will be something rather prosaic. It'll be convenience store. Okay, so if needed, you may have to double click on this thing to see the search thing.
Oh, I didn't put
You-
the old one.
you put convenience store.
We have to be in point.
It should be in point mode. And then once you've done that, okay, I would like to do a search for it. Now, it is important that this thing be showing, because it actually confines the search sometimes by what's showing, okay? So I just searched, and I could see that Ottawa is not bereft of convenience stores.
How do you do the search?
Okay, so you double. So first of all, you should make this like a scroll here so you could see the. Oh, you're now in Prince Edward Island. Okay. 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 So you need to scroll back to Ottawa. So why don't you oh, there you are. Okay. So what you want to do is this. You can only see part of this map, so you want to. Tell you what, do double click there, okay? Yeah. And then scroll up and left so you could see it. You know, so it's, no, it's just move this scroll bar. Yeah, and then, oops, and then that one as well, this guy. So, okay.
Oh, I see.
And now go click on that, yeah. And you're going to search for point. Point. Okay, did you folks see that? Convenience stores? Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, how many people here are using PLE? Couple people. Okay, so we're going to
What's a PLE?
Oh, Personal Learning Edition of AnyLogic.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So for Personal Learning Edition, there's certain constraints on how many GIS objects you can create, or how many objects you can create, so-called embedded objects in AnyLogic. So we're going to be operating within the constraints of PLE, okay, in my description here. So what I'd like to do here, folks, is to go and okay, so go select these stores, the first 9 of them, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so first 9 of them, or you could choose any 9. It doesn't have to be the first 9, but okay. And then once you've done that, once you've selected 9 if you're choosing.
I think I lost the list.
Okay, I'm going to need to do this one, Ron. I'm sorry, but I'm going to need to do this one in Osgood. Down here is something called PATS. Okay?
But our lists aren't in the same order.
No, that's fine. That's fine. They're not. It's not a privileged order. I'd like you to right-click on this, and you should be able to do create agents at specified elements. Do you see that?
Some of them are in Gatineau.
At selected elements. Sorry.
Some of them are not in Ottawa. Some of them are in Gatineau.
Okay.
I don't know whether it matters or not.
No, I'm not too concerned about their.
Yeah. Select the first 9 of them.
Or any 9 of your choosing. You could choose them around your home if you want to. And now I'm going to choose right click on them. Right click and do create agent. Oh, I unselected them. Okay. So here I'm going to select them here, and then I'm going to right click on them and say create agents at selected elements, and I'm going to choose convenience store. So I'm going to create convenience store element for there. Okay. Okay, now it's created convenience stores, ladies and gentlemen, for each of those, okay? So
I have to define the
How
logo.
come yours do not look like with the green boxes?
I think the green boxes are there, but I may be wrong.
Yeah, mine showed up when I did that. I think, did you possibly hit the first option
Yes.
by accident?
Maybe you didn't hit
that. So how do I, if I don't want that one, if I want to unselect it, how do I do that?
That's a good question. I think one thing you should be able to do is delete it. So you'll notice that when you do that, they get created over here. Do you see that? They're created over to the left of it. You should be able to grab that one that you don't want, and you should be able to delete it. Like this. Ready?
just delete button?
Yeah, if you don't want this cardish one.
I just lost the read.
Well, the names of them should correspond to successive names. Like here's Pat's, which is the one in Osgood. Cardish was this one called Cardish. This underbar 1 is an unnamed one here. They should use the same rough names.
So sorry, did we need to
We
convert
actually
these
see
stores to GIS points?
Because
Yes,
we
it's
actually
to
see
GIS
we
point.
see this picture.
Yeah, okay. I think it's because I made my convenience store very small.
Yeah, they're so tiny.
Mine are small, and so I think they're actually there.
Yeah,
You
it
just-
looks like it.
You just can't see it easily. Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, that really looks somehow out of focus. No, but
A little fuzzy.
a little fuzzy.
Well, we've moved it around a few
I
times.
think it got moved when this thing fell. Yeah.
Can you now get rid of the rest of them?
Okay, yeah. So what you can do now is you can close this GIS search result for now. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, having done that, okay, now what I'd like to do is, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take all of these, selecting them here in main. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to select these in main, just like that. So they're all selected. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Okay. And then I'd like to move them over a little bit, because we're going to have another whole set come here of supermarkets.
Selected the list on the right side doesn't seem to show.
Okay. So if you scroll to the left of the map, you should see that list.
Just too far. Yeah, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to move them over. I selected them all, and I moved them with the arrow keys.
So move to where?
I just moved them over a little bit, because we're going to have another list that goes here in just a
Okay,
minute.
Before you go to I got stores selected, but I got no list.
Okay, so did you, with the store selected, did you right-click on them and say,
He was just moving the
Okay.
actual
So I haven't
list.
done it.
Yeah.
okay, so
Just,
what
you
you
just
want to
dragged it
do
over
is
a little bit, 'cause
you
he's
want
got
to go down to
this grocery
this
store list there, I guess.
the search results thing here. Okay, and you want to select the ones.
Okay, so these are more than nine.
These are non. You don't have PLE. You're not encumbered by that, right?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do have PLE. Okay, select 9 of them then.
Okay, yeah.
So okay. You can yeah you can select 9 of them. Okay, and then yeah, and then right click and do create agents and selected. Have you already done that? No.
No, so we're.
So you're gonna do convenience store.
Oh, right.
Okay, now you should be able to go to the left and just here.
I would say if anything, we should just get one dongle.
Okay,
in addition to what we have.
hey, okay, there they are. And just move them over,
The
okay?
other, the non-dongle is.
Okay.
How much is the non-dongle?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next, I'd like you to go create a new, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you to create a new class called supermarket and give it a warehouse icon. So I'm going to do new agent type supermarket.
It's under the project.
Yeah.
Yeah, under the project, right click on the project, do new agent type supermarket,
Warehouse icon?
and we're going to give it a warehouse icon from that palette. So again, I right clicked here, new agent type supermarket, and then I'm going to go to palette, I'm going to go to here, and I'm going to drag in a warehouse. Okay? And I'm going to frob it so it's smaller. Okay? Just like that. Okay? Okay. Yeah.
There's some issues with the convenince source. Can you have a look at it?
Point
Like,
five is usually what
want
we
to
did, but that's a
deselect
lot
some of
smaller
the
than
points, deselect some of the GIS points.
Okay.
Here's how to do that.
So why deselect them?
It's probably select too much at the first time.
Oh, but are they already created?
I think they're created.
As
no,
agents?
They don't create it. They haven't created.
Okay.
They haven't been added into the presentation.
So
Probably
just
just a research.
can you just select another 9 of them? I mean, just select 9 of them and right click.
No, those are just showing on the screen instead of showing on the list of the search results.
Oh, okay. Okay. Give me a second here, and I'll be over there. Okay. So for supermarket, ladies and gentlemen, now I'd like you to go through a similar process searching for supermarkets in here. By double clicking on the map, you could go search for a supermarket and go create those, the 9 of them as supermarkets, okay? Okay. So we're going to do a
We
similar
also do
thing.
9.
Yeah, exactly.
I created them and then
Yeah.
it refused to get rid of those, and then I tried to finish that just to try it again. Then it got rid of the convenience stores it created, but then it took one of my searches.
Okay.
So I was trying to back up. So
Yeah.
maybe if we just research it, have them double layer.
Is it nine of them?
I think it's fine. Just I would select the 9 of them. So you'll want to select 9, and
Mine are all right on top of each other. They didn't spread out. You guys just chosen different ones.
okay. You know what you might want to do is you might want
You double
to
click them.
right click. Oh, sorry, right. Hold down Control and
Yeah, that's
click.
what
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's on the double click inside it.
It's filling them in between if you're going to do it with the mouse. So I
But I
would do
did the
it
searches. so I had
Control click
circle when I typed it.
or Shift click maybe it is. Try.
And so
try
found them, found a
yeah.
bunch of them in
It's-
all over the
yeah,
world.
it's just- I'm
They
saying
weren't in
you're just going to
Ottawa.
do it though. See,
They weren't even in
you
Ottawa.
want to do the click, the left click. So you can do
There were only 3 misspellings, yes.
How many of the supermarket?
No, but it's,
I didn't
yeah, you have
say.
to hold down a button. It's, I thought it was Control click.
There, I will do it. Okay, we'll do.
Yeah.
Nate, how many supermarkets are we doing?
9.
9?
All right.
I think that's. Okay. Okay.
But it's either, I mean, you can do it with either shift click or control click. I don't remember which.
Control click is you just pause. The shift
Right.
click will clear all the
Right.
previous
So it's
selected
probably
elements.
a control click.
Yeah, control click is mosaic.
Yeah.
And then I go here.
And then you'll, well, do you want to create a, yeah.
No, I just don't want to do the ones on the perimeter.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then right click.
And then I can go back to.
No, you right click on those. And then create agents, convenience store. Yeah. Okay.
Okay, but then why do I don't get.
Don't worry, those will disappear soon.
Okay,
I wouldn't
I
worry
was
about
trying
it.
to do that and that's when things
Yeah.
went bad.
Okay, so who needs help though? I think there may be other people. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do the supermarket so you can see what I'm doing if you're having any trouble with it.
Yeah, that's one.
Okay. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna search for supermarket, and here are my supermarkets, and I'm gonna choose 9 of them. And not knowing, oh, here's one of Little Italy. I know where that is. Okay, now where's an Osgood? Okay, maybe it's a food. Is it a food desert?
Is it all good one towards the top?
Okay,
But
there's.
is that, oh, is there? Okay, yeah.
Okay, okay, well, okay, maybe Osgood is a food desert. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so here we go. We have, I think, 8 of them there, and I'll do. Oh, here's one, Osgood. There we are. Okay, great. Okay, so I have 9 of them here, and I'm going to right click and do create agents at elements. I'm going to create a supermarket. Okay. So now I have my 2 lists here. Do you have that? Okay. So you notice why I moved these guys away. So I know these are convenience stores, these are supermarkets. Now, these names are not particularly privileged and stuff. I think you should be able to change them, etc. But it tries to name them similar to what it found. So for example, here's Metro, here's Giant, naming Giant Tiger, Cheddar is Cheddar, etc. And Mosaic is Mosaic. Okay, next, ladies and gentlemen. For each of these, what I would like to do is to do the following. Select them. Select the first, the convenience stores. Right click and say create connect collection. Okay? Create collection. Okay, Winchell. So
sorry.
we're gonna select this,
Oh yeah.
and then we're gonna do create collection. Okay, so this is gonna be called now. This is gonna be called convenience store collection. Convenience store collection. Okay. And next, we're going to do the same thing for supermarket. Okay. Okay, we're going to select the supermarkets that we created, and we're going to right-click and say Create Collection, and it's going to be called Supermarket Collection. Boom. Are we okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're cooking with gas. We're past the really tricky part here. Okay. Okay.
You move over to the side here, and then you get that little stick. Yeah, and then we're right.
Are the supermarkets going in the convenience stores or what kind of can we make a separate supermarket?
Yeah, we made a supermarket class. Yeah. Yeah. A supermarket. Okay. So now we should have a supermarket collection and convenience store collection. Do you have those? Okay. Okay, now ladies and gentlemen. Okay, now I'm going to have to do some fancy figuring. Okay. I would like to go create a population of homes. Okay? Now, there's going to be a count of homes called count homes, okay? Let's go create a parameter in main called count homes. What sort of parameter do you think that will be? An integer. Yeah. So forgive me. I'm just gonna. Ron, do you happen to know off the top of your head, or does anyone else have to know the latitude, longitude of your fair city?
No.
Okay.
It's about 48.9.
48.9.
The latitude, the longitude.
Okay. Okay. Here we are. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Okay.
The parameter is called what? Count homes?
It will be called count homes. Count homes. Okay. And it will be count homes will be of type integer. Okay. And then I'd like you to create a population of homes of size count homes. Okay. Okay. So here's Dow's Lake. The default value of it will be 10. Okay.
10 homes.
10 homes right now. Yeah, we're going to start small. Okay. And I'm just copying some information down here. Okay. Great. Okay.
What was the name of the parameter?
The parameter count homes. Okay.
The size?
The size of it by default is 10. Okay. So we're going to go to palette, and we're going to go to parameter and count homes, and this is going to be an integer parameter. Integer. And its default value will be 10. And then to create a population of homes, what do? We drag them in, right? We're going to call it homes.
Homes
from I dragged it from the palette. Oh, sorry, I dragged it from project. I dragged home over to main. And I made it a population of agents of size count homes. Are people okay with that? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Initial number of agents is count homes.
Count homes. Initial number of agents is count homes. Are we okay?
Yep.
Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, next what I'd like you to do is to go and this is a notable feature. Okay? We're going to set the locations of these homes. Now, do you remember in the past when we've set the location? When we've set the location of something, how do we do it? Most of the time when we set the location, how did we accomplish it? So this is a count home, right? We now have in main, we have a parameter count homes, and we have a population homes of size count homes. Just making sure everyone's in sync here, because we're going to take the next step now. And now for that population, in the initial location, I would like to set it so that the initial location is in the specified point. Do you see that? This is for this population of homes.
in longitude, latitude?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry?
In the
Sorry?
We have different.
We don't.
Yeah.
We
No,
have
we
a
don't
different options list. We have at the agent animation location in the left latitude, longitude.
It'll be in the latitude, longitude then.
Okay.
This is the initial location category.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In latitude, longitude.
Okay. Now, for the latitude here, this is where I'm going to have to engage in some guesswork, and this is why I was trying to on the slide figure out what these parameters are. I should have done this in the pre-dawn hours. Okay. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, for the latitude, we're going to put 49, sorry, 45.399. And for latitude, or sorry, for longitude, we're going to put minus 75.701. Right? This is for right now. Soon enough, we're going to make this a distribution. I just want to make sure we're cooking with gas. Winchell just helpfully wrote this on the board. Is that okay? Okay, let's build, ladies and gentlemen. Build early, build often. Do you see that? Okay, are we okay?
Yeah.
Okay, next. I'd like you to run. Okay?
Interesting.
Okay, so let's go see what happens. Okay, so we have exactly one home, which, well, sorry. How many homes do we have? We have 10 homes. They're just, where are they? They're all atop one another, right? Now, mine isn't yet refreshed. Why is that? Can anyone tell me? Well, it's actually loading it in right now. It's loading in the map. It's loading it in over the web. Okay? And all of us are loading it in at the same time, okay? Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, now we're going to distribute the homes over a larger area, okay? And let me just experiment for a moment. You can experiment with me if you'd like, or you could sit back and stretch. I'm going to say uniform, and I'm going to say minus 3939 to 45.40. I'm just going to guess the latitude range here as being 0.01 degrees. Let me just try this out. Okay. Okay. I only see a very small area there. There's some variation now, but it's very, very small. Okay. I'm going to get my mouse plugged in. Okay. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like you now to go and we're going to, if those who are interested in trying, there is some variability, but it's quite small. So we need to expand that range. So rather than placing them over that small a range, I'm going to have it go from something like point. What's that?
I put 44 to 47.
Okay, good call. How is that looking? Is that okay? I'm doing from 0.3 to 0.4. Let's try this. Okay, now that's looking it's somewhat better. I'm going to make it a little bit larger than that yet. So all I'm doing is I'm kind of frobbing the thing here. So I'm going to do it from 0.1 to 0.5. Okay, here we go. So it's running, and okay, that looks not bad. What do you think? Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, I'll frob one more thing. From 45.0 to 45.6 will be the latitude range, and the longitude range will be from. Okay, this will be from minus 76 I'll just say from minus 76 to minus 75.4, something like that. I'm just going to try this out and see how it fits. Okay, not bad. Not bad. What do you think, Winchell? Here are my houses.
Oh, they are outside
Do you have
Ottawa
one
now.
near
Okay,
the
okay. You want to keep them outside of Osgood? Oh, sorry, outside of Osgood. Sorry.
near the Oscar.
Nothing. Okay. We're gonna put a special rule in for that one. Okay. You can constrain yours if you want. If you'd like to make it more constrained, you could change the boundaries here. But I think I'll keep it like that just for simplicity. Okay, 45.0 to 45.56. After all, even Ron's house is outside of the boundary.
But of course, we're in Mississippi Mills in Lanark County.
How's the quality of water there?
Good, comes from the ground.
So the longitude will be uniform -76 to -75.4. Okay, do you have that? Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So now we have the homes. What's missing from the model? Persons. So let's now create a person agent. Okay. New, and we're going to create an agent type person.
I have a definite bias to the east.
Okay. Here's a person. And we're going to give this person a representation. So let's go down to the palette, and we're going to go to this presentation area of the palette. But in this case, it's going to be a first. We're going to give them a somewhat a multi-component representation. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to drag in an oval. Okay. And selecting that oval in person, I would like to set its radius x. We're gonna. Oh, by the way, here, position and size. We want to choose that it's an oval. Okay, mark my words. Selecting this, we want to go position size. Choose that it's an oval rather than a circle, and that will open up for us the ability to specify a minor and major axis of sorts. We'll set the radius x to be 3 and the radius y to be 5.
So from the palette get oval is not in the pictures, it's in the
Presentation.
It's in the presentation area.
How come on my presentation I only see scale? I don't see.
Oh, because you haven't dragged the oval in yet.
Ah.
Once you bring the oval in, then
Okay.
it's yeah.
Where is the oval?
Right here.
In shapes?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay, so next, and we're going to name that. We're going to name that location. We're going to call it Body Oval. The name of it is going to be Body Oval. Next, we're going to drag in a head. Okay, which is it starts outsized, and we're going to call this, ladies and gentlemen, a head oval or head circle.
Nate,
I mean,
can we name the population of agent body oval?
Renamed.
I don't know if you meant.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, thank you. No, how did I do that? That's interesting. Okay, thank you. I thought I had selected this guy. This is body oval. Thank you very much. Body oval. Okay, and then I'm going to call in a head, and this should be a head oval or a head circle, and this is going to be of size of radius 2. Radius 2.
What's the radius on the body?
The body is an oval rather than a circle, so it has 2 radiuses. The radius x is 3, the radius y is 5. Okay, now my head is uncomfortably disconnected from the body, so I'm going to see if I can. I guess that will be fine. I just docked it in the body.
Can we see the radiuses again?
Sure.
For the head and.
It's for the body. The radius is 3 and 5 for x and y correspondingly. It's an oval.
Okay, it's being
What is position and
It's
size?
being calculated. It doesn't want to let me play with the radius.
Radius.
Have you made sure it's an oval?
Oh, perfect. Got it.
So what is the
Ah.
radius
Got
X
it.
and Y on the body?
Oh, okay.
And here for the head, the radius is 2.
Head as a new,
Is a new, yeah, it's a new oval.
new oval.
Yeah, called head oval. Head circle, I called it. Sorry?
I don't think mine really connect.
Oh.
I can't connect my moving to see the one side, the other.
You have to zoom
Into it, yeah, like zoom
See,
to about
on the horizontal panel. Yeah.
So you can move it so it moves down. I'm not too worried about the representation, but basically it's supposed to represent someone, and if we were to get all the way through this, which I don't think we will, their girth will change over time to represent their weight. Okay. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
How do you connect the head to the body?
Just manually put it on top.
Pardon me?
Just manually move it to the right
How big
spot.
is the head?
so put the body in.
2. 2, radius 2.
How do I get the head on top?
Just drag it.
Well, that's process.
Or I move it with the arrow keys, but
Yeah.
This little top over.
Oh yeah, that's
okay. Are we ready to go forward? Okay, we've got our head in the right place. Okay, okay, ladies and gentlemen. Next, I would like to create a population size. So we're going to have a parameter called population size in main. So in main, let's go down main and create a parameter called population size. And this parameter will be of type, ladies and gentlemen, what? Integer. It's a count. And just as the count homes gave the size of the population of homes, for people, how do we create a population of people? Pull them in, drag them in from person into main. And this will be called population. And how do we make it a population?
What was the default value for the population size parameter?
Good call. That will also be 10 for now. Yeah. Okay. 10. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen. Then population. We're going to make it a population of agents of size, population size.
So we're gonna drag people, drag person into the main, right?
For the population?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen. Now I'd like to go to person, and I'd like to give them a parameter. We're going to give them a parameter called home.
I guess 100?
No.
Yeah, you have to use that as a population.
So the parameter is going to be called home. And what type of parameter do you think it will be?
Home.
It'll be of type home. So we added to person just now a parameter called home.
Are we gonna have too many different things called home? Like, would this be person home or?
No, this is their,
Okay.
so it's lowercase h, so it's their particular home,
Okay.
but it's of type, you could say my home. I mean, I wouldn't object to that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It's
My
not a
home.
bad thing, my home, yeah. But it's of type capital H, home, meaning the set of all possible homes, right?
Homes.
And it's a type, what kind of type? is it?
Type home.
Home,
Type home. Oh,
yeah, because we have a home class, okay? Are we feeling okay about that? Now, ladies and gentlemen, what's that?
Initial default.
Well, we're not gonna set the default value here. We're going to go up and immediately specify it okay, we could set it here, although I think it'll be confusing. I'm doing it to avoid confusing you, but maybe I need to sometime help you be aware of your confusion. So remember, a default value is not the initial value. It's the value that will be filled in if it's not specified otherwise. So what I will put for default value may confuse you. The thing I'm going to put is homes.random. And actually, it's not going to be happy, because actually it's not going to be able to know what homes is, because it can't find it. It doesn't know. So this is the problem, that I would like to put this as the default, that it's a one from the random homes, but it doesn't know what homes are, because it's in person. This is why we don't want to put it there. Yeah, you could put main.homes.random. This would actually work, except that main won't be defined in main itself. We could say get main.
I think the person is already in main, so it's probably good.
Yes, but we're going to have to retype that for when we see it in main, because it's not going to know what it is in main. Yeah, so it's best not to do this in this case. Okay, let me go show you where we should do it. This is an example of where we don't do it. Let's go up to main. Let's go down main, as they say. Oh, there's a problem, I think. What's this problem? Nope, there it is. Okay, there's the dot. Okay, okay, and home here should be homes.random. Why is it happy here? Because it knows what homes are. Knows where the homes are. It's where the heart is. Okay, so it knows where the home is here, right? Do you see that? Okay.
So you can create it now. You can just drag the person into the main.
And there should be a parameter population size. Okay?
So what did we do in main?
Okay. Sorry?
What did we do in main? I possibly I missed.
So we go to population,
We go to population size.
and the home parameter for the population should be drawn from this.homes.random. Okay?
How did you get home number?
Sorry?
How did you get that variable?
Because I added to person a home parameter
Okay.
I already have that, I think.
Oh, if you
Of-
already have that, it's
of
just
type
add that.
home.
It says homes cannot be resolved. So I missed something.
So did you create a homes here? Have you dragged the home into the main to create a population of homes?
I thought I did. Yeah.
Let's go see,
Yeah,
and it
homes.
This is
Yeah.
home, not homes.
should be homes. Yeah.
Oh, that's
So reference go to population home dot the line. What did you write there?
So what I did for main,
What?
for the population,
Where's the person?
Yeah, maybe I just closed.
yeah, no, I could have just said homes random, but the point is it's the homes in me, in main,
Person that created,
homes.random.
like a man.
Isn't here the person?
Yeah, maybe I should have opened that.
Yeah, just double click it.
Yeah. Okay, now I'd like you to build and see what happens. Sorry? Home, I'd prefer this dot because it makes it clear it's my homes. And in general, it's good if you could do this dot. It just makes it extra clear we're dealing with the thing in me compared to elsewhere. But either will work. Java, this is just a shorthand in Java for this, it turns out. But this makes you think about it a little bit more. So it can be a little bit better. I try to be consistent in my boot camps using one or the other, but I vary between boot camps. Recently, we had a case in Minnesota where the fact that I omitted this dot meant I didn't think about something that I should have been thinking about. And So I've tended now to standardize on using this dot, even though it's a bit wordy. Okay, but I'm not always consistent about it. Okay, so finally, let's go to agent location. Initial location for the person will be in the specified point, and the specified point will be, so where am I? I'm in Maine, in the population, in the initial location, place it in the specified point. Are we ready?
Latitude, longitude.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, the latitude will be this dot, sorry, it'll be, excuse me. If I said this dot home, whose home would I be asking about? This is a lesson, an important lesson. Whose home would I be asking about? Yeah, Maine's home, actually. Maine, because I'm in Maine. I'll be asking about Maine's home.
And
which,
it's not really defined.
It's not defined. There's no home in Maine. It'll be bitterly unhappy if I say this. Look at that. Instead, what I want is, I want the home of this person who's being created. The person is being created. And the way you say this, you may recall back to that first day.
This my home.
Self.home. Self.home.get latitude and self.home.get longitude. Get longitude. Okay? That's the location of this person. That's what it is.
So for those who cannot see the option of in the specified point, it works as well if you just use in the specified longitude and latitude.
So what's the difference between this and self? Like when you use one and not the other?
Okay, so it's a great question. Okay, so I'm gonna